Hey guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. So I'm going to start doing some videos for the newbies to reselling. I'm going to still keep doing the content that I've always done, the stuff for people who are already reselling and the more advanced things, but I also wanted to start doing some videos for the newbies, just to help out the people that are new to eBay. So today we're just going to talk about how to get started on eBay and how to do it for under $20. The way I'm going to explain this is the way that Keith and I started. That's the way that a lot of resellers started. And this is the advice that you hear time and again in the reselling groups to the newbies on how to get started on eBay. To make this work, you're going to have to still have your day job. You can't be reliant on eBay to pay your bills from the beginning. You can't jump into this with 2 feet. It has to be something that you put in the hard work and build it from the ground up. And that's the truth of it. I mean, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that make reselling look glamorous, make it look like a get rich quick scheme, make it look like it's super duper easy. It's not. It's not. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of hard work. You are going to be running a business for yourself. There's a lot to it that people don't think about when they jump into it. You're not just going to the thrift store and buying stuff and then it sells overnight and you have all this money. There's overhead, there's your cost of goods, your fees, your PayPal fees and eBay fees. You got to pay for shipping. You got to do your own taxes. You have to manage your own time. You have to be your own boss. You have to take videos. You have to make listings. You have to build a social media platform. It's not easy. It's not. That's just, if you are watching this video because you want to start selling on eBay, because you think it's going to be easy and you think you're going to get rich overnight, then I would suggest that you stop watching and you go back to your day job, because it's just not how it is. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it to be a realist. I want to be very, very, very real to the newbies, to the people who have just started or are thinking about selling on eBay. I want to be realistic. It's not easy and you are not going to make money overnight. It is not like you're just going to go shopping for a living and have fun all the time. And you can't quit your job and jump into this until you're ready. And I mean, your version of ready might be different than mine. I unfortunately was disabled and put against the wall to where we had to make this work to support at least one person full time. We had to. But in a realistic, perfect world, you would continue working your day job. You would build up a nest egg of money to cover 6 months of your bills at the same time that you were building up capital for your business. So, you would continue to work and take your paychecks and save your money and save till you have a nest egg of 6 months, have a separate bank account for your business, and all the profit that you're making from it after your overhead, you would be saving in this separate account as capital. So when you were ready to quit your job and leap into this, say you had your 6 months of bills nest egg built up, you had your store built up, you're making enough sales that you feel like you're ready to take that leap, you have capital just in case there's a bad month or a bad week. You would still have money to go outsourcing. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before I tell you how to get started for under $20, because getting started is super duper easy. But then it's maintaining a store and getting it up to the power seller level you're going to need if you want this to be your full-time job. And I would not recommend taking money from the business for at least the first 6 months to a year. So if you think you're going to be doing this to pay your bills so you can quit your job, I really wouldn't recommend that. I understand there's situations like my own, like where I was put out of a job, no fault of my own, and I had to start taking money. And some people will start an eBay business to pay off like a school loan or to pay for a car or, anything they need the extra money for, and that's fine. But if you're looking at building this up to a business, I really would not recommend touching your capital for the first 6 months to a year so you can build it up. So that aside, let's talk about how you can get started selling on eBay for under $20. Start with things around your house. It is that simple, guys. Go through your closets, go through your garage, go through your basement, go through your attic, go through your house. Anything that you don't want anymore, doesn't fit, you don't like, whatever, gather it all up and put that on eBay. I wouldn't recommend having a store yet. Just, create an eBay account and put your items on there. You'll know when you're ready for a store because you're listing more than 100 a month. You know what I mean? But when you're first getting started, the cost of a store is more overhead than you need. So just clean out your houses, clean out your garage, your attic, your basement, wherever you keep your crap. Clean out your dresser drawers and gather up everything that you no longer want or need. Take pictures of it. Good pictures, but don't worry about spending the money for a setup yet, because you don't want to start spending money till you're making money. You have to spend money to make money, but to get started on eBay, I would say just do the best you can with what you've got. Take your stuff from around the house, take your pictures of it, put it up on eBay, not a store, just have an eBay account, and start selling. And if you don't have like a label printer or a thermal printer in the beginning, that's fine. We printed our labels out on paper for 3 months and taped them to the packages until we had made enough capital to purchase a thermal printer. So just use what you've already got around the house to sell what you've already got around the house and do the best you can for the first couple months. And when your things start selling, after your fees and your shipping costs, all that overhead, what's left is your profit. And then you could take your first $20 that you make and take it to the bins or to a thrift store. This works best if you do have a Goodwill outlet near you. That's the bins. It's where you dig through big bins of clothing and hard goods and you pay for everything by weight. If you have one of those near you, or you have a 99-cent day at a local thrift store or at the Goodwills near you, this works best because $20 goes a lot farther when you're paying $1.19 per pound or you're paying 99 cents per item. But yeah, take your first $20 profit, take it to the bins, take it to 99 cents a day, and buy 20 things. And bring those home and list them. And then take your next little bit of profit and go shopping again. You see where I'm going with this. Now, you may not want to be a clothing reseller, and you don't have to be a clothing reseller. You can look for hard goods. But when you're first getting started, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. Clothes are the most abundant. They are the easiest to get. They are the cheapest thing to thrift. So clothing is a good start. You can always go away from clothing later on. You can take your first $20 to the bins, get 20 pounds of clothing, list it, and take those profits, which are going to be more, and then go shopping for your video games or your DVD, VCR combos, or your glassware, or whatever you want your specialty or your niche to be later. You can always switch to that. You don't have to be locked into clothes forever. So what I'm trying to say is it's easy to get clothes. You can always find clothes at every thrift store. They have the bins, and you can get way more for your $20. And once that starts selling and you start getting profit off of that, then you can invest in whatever other items you want to sell and get away from the clothing game. Or you can stay in the clothing game for a little while just to flip, things that are easy and cheap. You get the money and invest elsewhere. I would not recommend buying mannequins if you think you're going to get out of the clothing game. You can do nice flat lays on white poster boards. If you're going to stay in the clothing game, you do eventually want to get a mannequin. I'm going to do another video next week on the 10 items you need to have before you start reselling, and then the items that you can get later. And that'll probably be a different video because you don't need a lighting kit and a mannequin and a thermal printer and all that when you're first starting. You will need a printer, you will need a scale. There's some things that you will need to have, and I will make a video for that later. This one was just to basically get your feet wet and give you the realistic outlook on reselling. It's not easy. It is a lot of work, and it's not just the work of listing and photographing and shopping. Like I said, you're running a business, so all aspects of a business are now your responsibility. And you have to be someone that has drive, a good work ethic. You have to be a self-motivator. You have to be able to get up and work every single day. Reselling is not just going out to the yard sales and going to the thrift stores and then laying around watching Oprah all day. You have to work, and there's a lot more work to it than just the shopping and the listing. You have to be an accountant. You have to be, you have to be shipping and receiving. There's a lot to it. It's not easy, and I just want to give that realistic outlook to those of you who may be thinking about starting reselling. You've seen all the other videos where people are saying, I make all this money, and they make it look easy. It's not. It can be very, very rewarding, and you can make a lot of money at reselling. But you have to put the work in. Just like anything else in life that is worth it, you have to work for it. You have to put the work in. And you have to be a self-motivator. You have to be willing to get up every single day and put that work in and work hard. And eventually it will get easier and you will make money, but it's not like an overnight get rich easy scheme. It's not. It's work. But you can very easily get started. Like I said, go ahead, do some spring cleaning on your house, gather up all the clothing that your family has grown out of or no longer wears or likes, all the items in your house that you guys don't want anymore, and you can just open a regular old eBay account and list those items, and then take your first $20 and buy $20 worth of clothes, flip those, and then go from there. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and leave comments down below. I do answer each and every comment. Sometimes I get behind and it takes me a while, but I do get around to each and every single one. And if you have specific questions or videos you would like to see in the future for the newbies, go ahead and tell me that down below too. Like I said, I will make one about the things that you need before you start and the things that you should get eventually. There's a lot of aspects to this when you're first starting out and a lot of things you want to know. So go ahead and let me know if there's anything you want to know, any questions you have, and I will do my best to make videos or answer questions. And go ahead and smash that like button down below if you would. We appreciate it. If you haven't already and you would like to, subscribe to our channel. Help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.